talk a little bit different. This is a more like a journey for application developer, specifically Java developer, how to get started in the application development for AI stuff from scratch. And then a Java developer needed to add more capability for AI stuff into their existing application and make it more like a production-ready AI application with the multiple LLMs. So rather than, I'm not going to say how to scale out your the LLM stuff. That is not developer responsibility at all. So my name is Daniel Oh. You already heard my introduction. I'm from Boston in the United States. So I'm super happy to be back here. This is my third time to join this great event and then showcase technical stuff. So if you have any question after this session, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm more than happy to address any question and then share my expertise with you all. Here's my social media handler, Daniel030. There are a lot of Daniel all around the world. So I end up with like a story numbers, so Daniel030. So I recently post a lot of like a technical video on my YouTube channel at Daniel TV, or you can find the Daniel030 handler, a series of Java AI. For example, in this morning, I posted a new technical video around the function calling with the Java. It's so interesting. So feel free subscribe or follow my old social media, and you can find more detail around technical learning paths. So what is the journey of GenAI? So GenAI actually came out like 2.5 years ago from OpenAI, and it already passed 2.5 years so fast. And then now AI is more approach to agentic AI right now. So, but we still maybe mislead what is the journey of AI stuff here. As you can see here, the AI is not just happen in a day or even a couple of years. It actually happened many, many years ago, like a couple of decades ago, starting for artificial intelligence and then moving to the machine learning and then deep learning, which is like a predictive AI, some of the people that. And many industry, like a finance company or a banking company, insurance company, they have been adopted predictive AI based on machine learning and deep learning to find like unusual detection, some of the like a fraud detection use case at all. And then we really end up with the Gen AI, which literally generate some creative content, like a video, text, code, and like imaging and so on. So this is a total game changer. That's why most enterprise company and individual technical expert came to learning more like AI stuff right now. So generative AI is like an application side and also your AI model side. So most likely model is a large language model, or sometimes you can use a small language model too. But most likely in your use case, you have to use your LLMs rather than small model in production environment. So you can actually choose any model, just fit it into your business domain. If you go to Hugging Face today, you can find more than 1.6 million AI models out there. So just imagine that if you have more than 10 years Java experience or application development experience, you probably remember that back in 2013, Docker just came out around the world. And then after a couple years, when you go to Docker Hub, you can find more than millions of containers. And then you can be sure which container I'm going to use. And then more important thing is, if you find some error inside the container, you cannot fix that until you find a better one. So exactly the same experience. I need to develop new AI-powered or AI-infused application with Java or any other program language, Python, JavaScript, or .NET. So it's not easy to find the right AI model. So that's starting with some Gen AI application development with some journey for application developer. So here's 3 big steps for application developer, how to get started. So first is ideation or prototyping. You could try to find LLM from Hugging Face or Olama or any other your on-prem AI some platform, like any kind of stack, or Llama stack, or Red Hat OpenShift, some other stuff. And then you're going to give it a try, like prompt engineering, as also known as like a user input stuff. Like you can ask a simple question, hey, who is Daniel? Or you can ask, hey, give me some joke for around some silly stuff. And then you could also set up your environment and then give it a try, like some performance stuff, like accuracy or creativity or some performance stuff. Like how much longer I need to wait for like a response from LLM. So once you figured out all kind of multiple steps at the very beginnings phase, and then now I'm ready to develop my application for AI stuff, and then once your job done, okay, you're gonna just commit and push your code. That's it. And then next step, you're gonna build and then refining your application. So sometimes you're gonna use a CI/CD for your test environment, or you have your own build tool or some packaging tool. In the meantime, you probably gotta ask for your AI engineering team, hey, you need to make it better AI application with some experience and result. And that's where you try to find out, hey, what is the best practice to make it better, my application for AI capability? And then you probably heard a lot of terminology from there, like a more advanced prompt engineering, or like a RAG, or fine tuning, alignment tuning, or reasoning thinking. There are many kinds of new terminology just came your mind. The problem is for application developers, so which capability I can take the ownership? And is that really my responsibility or someone else, like AI engineers or platform engineer or data scientist? They can do that instead of me. So, and that's why you need to figure out during the building time. And then once you are adding more capability, like a function calling, RAG, tools, among others, or even agentic stuff, and then it's finally you can deploy the application into production. It's probably triggered by your fantastic CI/CD pipeline or GitOps practice and so on. And then you're going to keep monitoring the application, figure it out like a model serving, because I can use like some of the model like a ChatGPT, GPT, like a 4.0 mini, or some other like a big model for my application development. And then I'm not going to say AI engineering team, you're going to use the same thing or something better one, and then they don't know which is serving runtime, like a LLM runtime they're going to use. There are many open source or some proprietary runtime, for example, VLLM or OpenVINO or CUDA or some other else. So even if you could make sure application working with your some public LLMs or AI model with some platforms, but when you bring your application into your production in your company, they totally using different runtime, like a VLLM, something else, which he doesn't allow to expose some of the JSON format out the result. And then your application doesn't work as you make that work in your local environment. So here's the thing is, the interesting part, so when enterprise company jump into AI world and probably they expect, oh, we need to hire new people, like an AI engineer or like some data scientist or something else, more like a Python expert or something like that. That is a big challenge for actually Java developers. So easiest way, I can keep doing boring and legacy or something everybody know, like a microservice stuff with the Java, and then I'm gonna read all great shiny opportunity to new Python engineers. Hopefully not many Python engineer in this room. Door is over there. Anyway, so that's the problem. But thing is, you have a great AI assistant, your ID tool, for example, IntelliJ or VS Code. You can actually program that AI assistant, sometimes for free, sometimes not for free. But you can easily use that and you can generate AI application. And you can actually test that application with another generated source code. So that means you shouldn't be like an AI ML expert. You don't need to learn about some knowledge around data scientist or Python or how to fine tuning stuff. You don't actually need that. You just need to know something necessary stuff, because model LLM is just one of your external services. For example, you already have knowledge how to integrate with your database and a messaging broker or a cloud environment. So how do you access that? I need to just validate RESTful API or gRPC URL, and then what is the username, password, the access token key? Exactly same way. The same way I need to access LLM. So thing is, you probably need to pay for that, even if your local environment. Okay, I need to quickly do some experimental thing as a first phase I showed you earlier. Okay, I go to ChatGPT, pretty much easier, and I just need to API key to access that. Pretty simple, but I need to fund to my API key like $10 or something other to keep using that. So that is one of the challenges. That's why enterprise company A's, don't worry, we provide good AI model for you, but that's not exactly working like a ChatGPT one. So that is keep challenging me, and then Java developer pretty confused and a lot of challenge for that. So today I want to presenting some Java example how to get started from scratch. So Quarkus is a new Java framework. It actually was born like almost 6 years ago. And then as Quarkus a brand new Java framework and provide many great capability, not for only traditional microservices, but also like a more advanced use cases like a serverless and AI and reactive application and so on. The most high priority of the Quarkus framework, try to give some great developer productivity, like a less code and a less manual stuff, and then make it easier to develop life. And the LangChain 4J is some kind of great initiative from like a LangChain, like a Python world. So we also need to, for Java developers, some kind of library communicate and resonate between application, Java application, and the LLMs. That is a LangChain 4J. And the Quarkus actually integrate LangChain 4J as like some Maven dependency library or some kind of module in Gradle project. So this is just some kind of 10,000 overview. When you develop Java application with the Quarkus, you can easily create AI services, communicate any AI models, as long as you have a right access permission, and then you can keep adding some more capability. Some of the developer standpoint, I'm not going to say developer need to do some fine tuning, fundamental stuff. It's not responsibility of developers. However, you can still add some of the capability, make it better, improve your AI application, like tools and the RAG, like a retrieval augmented generation, and among others. So how to get started as a developer stuff? And then just a quick question. How many people in this room are Java developers? Fantastic, great. So you probably understand this code snippet. This is a Maven project dependency. And then you can say that, oh, this is a one single dependency, just a starting point when you create a new AI application. This is just some example of an AI, but you can actually use like a Olama or like Hugging Face or even JLlama, like the running LLM on your JVM, and among others. And then here just some code snippet. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to just show our live demo right away. So I always love to show live demo, but I hope to demo God make it work today. Okay, so there are several ways to create this Quarkus project. So first of all, I'm going to use like a Quarkus CLI, but I'm going to show another way too. So let me try to create a new Quarkus applications. Let's say Quarkus app, like a Quarkus AI. And then I'm going to change my directory, and I'm going to open my new creative project. So everybody see that in the back there? Is it good? Okay, so automatically create a project, and then let me try to change my Java version like a 24. I'm going to use the race 1. And the first thing first, I'm going to run the Quarkus runtime, which is a Quarkus step, give it some live coding capability. So it automatically recompile, restart, and then all kind of stuff whenever I change my code. So which is so awesome. So I don't need to do manually, just like any other Java framework. So but sometimes I'm going to stop it, restart, because some kind of network issue here, Wi-Fi in the venue. So when I run a Quarkus step, and then I'm going to go to dev UI, which is a visualization for me, which is quite easy for me. There are many kinds of computation, management, or endpoint. For example, this endpoint, my application, something like a hello from Quarkus REST, because when I go back to my application under Java directory, you can see that, oh, I have here hello from Quarkus REST. I can actually access that endpoint as the command line. And then you can see that here. So hello from exactly same thing, but if you prefer to that graphical UI like a Zenji generation, you're probably more familiar with the UI stuff. And then continual testing is more like whenever you change the code, it automatically trigger your unit test, and then it's pretty much easier to keep checking, just like a TDD, testing development the practice stuff, and the dev service based on test container. Automatic standard. I'm going to show that a little bit later. So this is a pretty much plain Hello World Java project. So now I'm going to make evolving this project as the AI project. In order to that, I'm going to create to add one LangChain project, OpenAI, and then this is a Quarkus data. You can actually directly edit your PalmXML. Now you can see that this OpenAI dependency automatically edited, and then pulling some library into my local file system. And then when I go back to reload dev UI, okay, so something in a problem, and let me try to rerun. So it should be reload automatically, but sometimes this is some kind of network issue, some WebSocket. And then now you can see that LangChain just showed up some of this stuff, but there's no AI service at this moment. So let's try to delete some hello world stuff. I'm going to create a new Java class. Let's try to create interface name like a bot. And then, so I have one annotation register AI services, which make my interface just AI service right now. And then I'm going to add something like string, what was like a chat, and then string questions. And then like a system message is an initial message sending to LLM to define scope and behavior. Like let's say, I'm going to say the LLM, you are a professional, like a comedian in India. Yeah. Comedian in India. I'm not sure what is a comedian in India though. And then I'm going to just make a user message or wire my question, which is to keep sending user prompt to my LLM. And then I need to check the setup, which LLM I'm going to use, like OpenAI. I'm going to OpenAI key and some temperature between credibility and then accuracy. And then I'm going to use it like a GPT-4 mini. That's it. I'm going to put on the low response to all kind of stuff. And then go back to here. Let me try reload. It's something weird. So I got to try to do kind of stuff many times, but never ever happened this kind of thing, automatic reload. That is the beauty of the Quarkus live coding. I'm not sure, maybe this networking, something wrong. Okay, now here we go. I see that now chat UI. This is one of the great thing for developer when they start AI journey. So I want to just verify LLM communication with some simple user prompt or question, but I don't have enough time to develop a prompt application. In that case, you can go to just UI, and here's my India stuff, and then okay, I'm gonna try to write up some joke about Apple, and then back to my IDE. Now you can see that it automatically communicate with my LLM like a ChatGPT. And then now you can say, why did the Apple stop in the middle of the road? Because it's ran out of juice. Is it fun? I mean, more India vibe? I'm not sure. No offense. So that's the thing. And then, so that's just starting how to start the AI applications with the Quarkus. And what about that's just starting point, and then that's not your AI application at all in your company. So how to make it better, more advanced AI application is a prompt. So prompt is how to define AI application like a communication using the plain text, guide them. Hey, so you are a professional comedian in India, or you are a professional assistant, just like Iron Man's Jarvis, like a Tony Stark. You should be super smart rather than like a idiot LLM stuff. And this is a prompt practice how to design and define your LLM communication with prompt engineering. And also there are agents, tools, literally external resources, because sometimes you're gonna get response from LLM. That's not the end of your business logic. You need to go back to your database first or after that, and then find some relevant data which is not available in your LLM, because LLM generally universal knowledge, which is not include your specific domain knowledge at all. So that's why some needed to tools and then make some agent for agentic application. And also sometimes you need to upload like your specific document, because sometimes you need to change your some background knowledge. But most common way just to fine tuning your fundamental knowledge. So the problem is here. So you have like a 10 different team. Okay, we need to create a new AI application one, which needs to something new, knowledge based. So you're gonna ask a data scientist or AI agent, hey, can you fine tuning again based on this knowledge? Sure. And then he spent a lot of time with the many GPU processor, and it takes a couple of days. And finally he got a version 2 LLM, but that totally perfectly working with a new AI application. But the problem is the other application got something wrong answer, because your new LLM only fine-tuned for your specific AI application number one, not the others. And then the other team will ask the same thing, and then AI engineer team, they created 10 different versions of AI model right now. Every time you're going to change some knowledge or like some business domain, you cannot ask the same time because it's a lot of money. So other than that, you probably just quickly just let your LLM better understanding your question, which is a RAG, just ingest your document and retrieve the document with a vector store, that kind of stuff. So here is just some kind of document store you can use using Quarkus. You can actually use another one. It's so Redis, Chroma, and InPSpace, even in memory and so on. This is just so many kind of stuff which is you're familiar with the existing like a microservice architecture. For example, like a vector store with a PostSQL. You can probably using PostSQL already, and you can easily using PostSQL as a container for your document store and a vector store as well. Of course, you probably need to observability, like a telemetry data. Just like I mentioned earlier, so AI application, just one of them, one of your microservices. Just only different thing is you just access LLM rather than database. So you can still observe the telemetry data. Sometime in the future, you got something wrong in the production, how to investigate it. You have to observability. So how do you manage the observability? So that is a more advanced capability when you develop AI application. Keep adding like a fault tolerance and a WebSocket and enable, disable some of the stuff. So I'm gonna try to adding like a RAG stuff here. So I'm gonna stop existing Quarkus application first. And then here's another way. Go to Quarkus.io here. So you can see that Quarkus.io is the official page, open source project. Interesting part is to go to Quarkus start coding, like a project generator. So if you already have experience Spring Boot, you probably go to Spring Initializer. It's pretty much the same thing. One of the good thing is we already have a preset, most popular common case for developer when they develop new application. So one of the things is here, AI infused service. When I click on that, you can see that there are two extensions, like a maybe dependency already put in, like a LangChain4j, OpenAI, and EasyRag. So basically, when you implement RAG capability in your Java or any other program languages, so you have to create two different features. So one is ingester, which allow to ingest, upload your document into your application. like a vector store. And the other one is you want a retriever, which is just find some data from your vector store. So two things you always need to implement. But the great thing is one of the Java developer, for LangChain4j, that provides easy rag library. You don't need to implement the ingester or retriever by manual. It's already there. You just use that. So I can use that. Let me try to change the artifact name like a Quarkus AI, like a rag. Let me try to generate a G file. And then I'm going to try to unzip and then open to my IntelliJ again. And then first of all, I'm going to try to change my, you could also use Java 21, 17, whatever you want. And the great thing is I already generated some predefined document, ODT, it's some kind of Linux format, and text file and a PDF file. If I run into the text file, you can see that, retirement money market, there are some no monthly maintenance fee and the minimum deposit to open account, some of them are $100. And what about the standing saving account? And you can see that there are some of the like a $0 ATM transaction fee, some of the good stuff. It's like a new offering, which is not based on your LLM. This is a brand new offering, but this is like a short period of time. After 3 months, it's gone, like for a new customer only, something like that. So, and I go to Java directory. It's the same Java application in the register AI services, and the system is a little bit, give some more detail. Let me try to using like a Daniel, and then everything same thing. And then when I go to application property, let me try to clean up and then try to OpenAI. I'm going to use OpenAI, and I got the easy rag. So I just need to do just one thing, easy rag catalog, which is the directory path. So when I set just one directory path, and then Quarkus automatically consume this file under that directory and upload it to my vector store. So that's it. So let me go to open the terminal and try to run my Quarkus application. So it's a once to run, and I'm going to try to go to, I just missed that one. Let me try. So in order to open Dev UI, it's a graphical UI, I need to some kind of runtime environment like a BirdX or a Netty. So Quarkus actually builds on the BirdX for reactive engine. So I need to add Quarkus BirdX HTTP to access my the Dev UI. So and once open there, I'm going to go to Dev UI. Okay, here we go. And then here's my application here. And then go to chat. And then you can see that our new system message here. And then let me try to, tell me about the standard savings account. And then when I go back to my application logs, and then starting communicate my the LLM like a ChatGPT-4, and then now you can see the logs in the Dev UI, which is awesome. I don't need to go back to IDE because Quarkus Dev UI actually show all request response logs. So this is my original asking, hey, tell me about the standard saving account. But you can see the answer using follow information. This is really rag happening. So this is from text file, like a standing account, like a zero ATM transaction. And now you can see the response from AI model and exactly from like a RAG capability stuff. So pretty much easier. So I'm going to try to add one more like a tool stuff. So in order to that, let's say I'm going to try to sending this kind of stuff result into like a email services, like for new customer. So let me try to add some mailer and a mail feed. Mail feed is some kind of fake email, like Outlook stuff. I'm going to try to add that. And then let me just try to run the, but for that, okay, so I need to create a new email service as a tool. So try to create a new Java class, let's say email service Java file, and then make sure this is a application scope, and then this is a public, like a void send email and string body, okay. And then, oh yeah, I need to inject the mailer first, like a CDI stuff, mailer, and the mailer, and then I'm gonna try to add mailer, the send email, and then with the text, like some from, let's say abc.com, and then so next step is the email subject, like a new finance info for you, and then like a body content, which is just a body. Okay, and should be inside the brace body, and then the set from is like a from, like a Daniel O, like a Quarks.io. That's it. And then I'm going to try to, when this Java class will be invoked for tool capability, just need to use tool annotation, like a send the detail to email. So whenever this similar sentence pop up in user prompt, and this tool automatically invoke. And the one more thing is I'm gonna register to my AI services, which tools I need to use that email service class. Okay, that's it. And then let me try to run Quarks again. So it's pretty much easier. I just need to register two email services, plain Java classes. One more thing is I just said tool annotation, which make my plain Java class as like a tools, and then I just make the tool and then register my AI service. That's it. So go back to WI again. Now you can see that you have a new tool and the AI service here, and then I have a mail feed, and this is like a nothing in there. And then let me go to too big, and I go to chat, and then start like tell me about the standard savings. Let me try to another one. Go to EasyReg, and then here's the account. Not saving account. Let's go to like this time. Try to retirement money market. Tell me retirement money market, and send the detail to my email. Okay, and then back to the IDE, and then it's starting some communicate my LLM, and then of course using the RAG capability, also tooling stuff. And then now you can see the back to the logs. So original my question to tell me about retirement money market, and then you can see that some of the RAG capability adds on my original user prompt. And then you can see that tool automatically calling like a send email behind the scene. And then AI lastly just said, oh, I've sent a detail about retirement money market account to your email. So when I go to email, I'm going to refresh. And now you have my new email, exactly what I wanted to from like a LLM. So I just spent like a couple of minutes to starting from scratch to develop, creating new plain Java application project, and add on like a couple of minutes to new AI services. So like using like a prompt and chatbot. And then I can keep adding more capability tools and REST stuff. And one of the good thing is you can actually select the streaming chat, or you can change this kind of stuff literally here. So like when you start a new one and then click on here, you can actually change the prompt engineering from dev UI rather than changing your code directly. So this is like some of the capability for developer as part of inner loop development process. Okay, I can keep changing prompt practices on dev UI without changing code itself, just to make sure everything is okay first. And then once it works, I'm going to back to my application to change the code, and then adding rag or tool and so on. So back to the slide show. Okay, we have 25 minutes left. So With that, okay, I just using a remote LLM, like a ChatGPT, or you can using somebody Hugging Face or other stuff, or Cloud AI, or whatever you want. But sometimes, okay, in our company, doesn't allow me to connect to external cloud services, like for the security or some other apps. That's obvious. So how do I develop AI application? So in that case, okay, is there a way I can run LLM on my local machine because I have a good, like some high-end laptop or desktop with some GPU processor? Okay, go, great. You can just download Olama and then running on the LLM from quantized model from Olama and then running on using Olama some command line. But most likely many developer, not only Java developer, they already have like a container runtime, like a Docker, Podman, whatever you call that. And then if you could run the LLM locally using container, that'd be much easier because you already know how to run container. And then you can just run container because as a container standpoint, LLM is one of a container image. So container image, you can run database, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, or Neo4j, but also you can run like a single sign-on messaging broker or any other backend services to communicate with your application. So LLM mentioned earlier is one of your external services. So what if you could just run it as external services as others as a container? So that's the thing. So the reason why you needed to use run LLM locally, that is more a developer standpoint, but also you can convince your operation team, like a DevOps team or some other people, because like some privacy, because they can only provide their own LLMs with some secured LLM, and then you can just download it as a container from your integrate, centralize your on-prem container registry rather than Docker or Quay or some Google container registry. So there are many options, of course, like a Olama or InstructRep or JLlama or like a Llama and Podman, like some alternative of Docker runtime. So Podman Desktop is open source for free, one of the CNCF project right now. So you can use the Podman like a CLI download, and then you can also use a desktop application, Windows and Linux or Mac OS, some of the stuff. And then one of the great thing is Podman Desktop gives so many extension, like some extendability, which is one of the things is AI Lab. It allows you to download the container image, which allows you run LLM as quantized LLM, like some pretty compact LLM, less than 5 gig size, and not 140, something like that. So I pretty much use Podman Desktop. So this is a Podman, and then Podman, you can see that how to controlize and integrate container and then some of the stuff. And then when you go to extension, and then you can actually install many kind of stuff here. And I already installed AI Lab for free. And then you can actually go to catalog, and then you can find a predefined LLM, which you can download. You can also import from your some specific container registry. So I already download some of the model here, and then if we go to services, and then I can actually create a new one. I will just delete it, and then probably so it actually Podman Desktop AI Lab allowed you accelerate your GPU processor if you already have on your local machine. So if I create a new like from this model and then create a new services, because it is a pretty quick, easy way to verify your local model with some code snippet. So I just run my local model, and then here is some command line. I just copy it for that, and then I'm going to try to start this one. Okay, and then go to terminal, and then try to paste on. Okay, let me try to some question. What is the capital of India? I know the answer, but I just asked to make sure got the right answer from LLM with the dev model. And then it depends on your laptop or desktop like a performance. So I'm actually enable GPU right now, but I don't know why it takes a long time. It should be show in a second. So anyway, it will show up the right answer, and now you can see that wow, so many kind of stuff. I just ask a simple question, and the first thing is the India is New Delhi. Oh, thank God. So this local LLM works, but I don't ask the many city or city detail, but pretty good. It's a too much talker, this LLM. And then go back to desktop again, and let me try it a little bit bigger. And then you can actually have some playground. You can actually create a new playground. So this is a more like a like a chatbot stuff. So previous thing is a service. Is a good thing is when I go to service again, and then you can actually change some language platform here. Okay, I'm Java developer, and then here's a just plain Java code snippet. So you don't need to learn how to start that kind of stuff, even if not Quarkus. Okay, I just copy, or you can go to like a Quarkus setting example. This is the code snippet, how to add the PALM XML, or how to add some AI services. Almost exactly same when I showed today. So pretty good. And then go back to playground, and I have a new playground here. And now you can see that define some stuff. Okay, what is the system here? So maybe you are the professional, once again, comedian, Dian in India, and then make a joke about banana. And then now you can see that, oh, why did the banana go to therapy? Because it's a trouble peeling itself from its past. Is that funny? I mean, India joke? I'm not sure. Okay. Anyway, so this kind of stuff. And then one of the good thing is there's just some predefined recipe. You can actually create your own recipe, some kind of example application. Not only Java, like a JavaScript, Python, whatever you want. So there are many predefined, like for RAG or Pydantic AI, some stuff. For example, Summarizer, I just download a new one, Summarizer, and then go to here. I'm going to start Summarizer, and then you can select whatever you want, the AI model. And then when I start, it automatically starts. When I go back to container and then running stuff, here image, and then you can find that some of the container is running. And then you can also see the running, and then here new model just starting. So go to recipe again, go to detail, and then it's already starting, it's already running, and then here to give us some the front-end application. So this is one of a good way you can create your own recipe, your own AI application, and then share with your team, and then running on as like a local container. So let me try to summarize this PDF file. Now when I open like a PDF file here, document, let's say try the PDF. So you can PDF file, this is kind of some fake parasol insurance company I'm going to show at the last demo. And then this is some kind of my claim for my car incident. And the name is Marty McFly, and then some of the stuff here is a boring PDF. I just need to summarize this kind of stuff with some text space. That's this AI application. And go to UI, and then now you can see that some AI application pretty much good, like some less than 10 bullet point to summarize this kind of stuff. So this is pretty much easier to running container-based local LLM. But I'm not going to say you need to always use this Parliament desktop for running LLM locally, because you already have container runtime. It's pretty much easier to get to there. But if you're already using like Olama or Llama or JLlama, and then go for it. But this is another option for developer accelerated your inaudible process. So go back to my slides. Okay, so now you almost done as a developer, just starting from scratch, adding more capability, and even you know how to run your LLM locally. So now you're going to try to expand the GenAI some capability. So which is not all about the Java developer's responsibility though, but sometimes you need to make sure add some kind of capability, like not fine tuning, but sometimes you need to understand what the fine tuning is and how that works, how to make it impact my application as well. And then that's why the rack from engineering, we already understand how that thing. And then how do people actually tune the model fundamentally? I mean, AI engineer stuff. They actually, a lot of AI, some data science technology to do that. But we have some more great open source project. For example, this cutie doll with some glasses. This is an instructor lab, some open source. This provides some open source CLI. And then, so what is the language model, the large language model? Behind the scene is a big knowledge and skill set. Just imagine that you're going to ask some question to AI model, and AI model basically smarter than you because the model knows a lot of things like a Wikipedia, all kind of knowledge from internet. So how to make it better, LLM, make it smarter, which is just teach them something, let them know better. That is fine tuning. And then how to let them know how to teach them, that is to give some more knowledge and skill set. But you know the skill set, you know knowledge, make it better, LLM, but you don't know how to do that. You don't know how that works. You do Python or using data science, the skill set. So if you could teach your model using just like a simple CLI and plain text, because the plain text you can just type in. So for example, so this is just how it works. You can just visit it, the instructorlab.io, and then you can find all kind of stuff. So when I just take one of a universal AI model and then ask that, and who is Daniel O? So you can actually Google me, go to Google and DuckDuckGo or whatever your web browser, and just type in Daniel O, and then I probably pop up right away. But sometimes some model doesn't know me. And okay, good challenge for me. I just teach them and then fine tuning with the instructor app. I just created one simple YAML file and put in some kind of my bio profile from my LinkedIn. And hey, Daniel Rowe at Red Hat and a Java champion and CNCP ambassador for a long time and blah, blah, blah. And then I just try to teach them with some CLI, like a trainer model and generate like a quantized like a file and generate synthetic data. But it's not simple. Underneath, it really reorganize all the some graph tree inside the model and synthetic data. It takes more than a couple of hours generate synthetic data, and then based on synthetic data, I'm going to generate a new model, and in the end, I just generate a new quantized model and running on my local machine. It takes more than days. But in the end, and I ask the same question in the new fine-tuned model, hey, who is Daniel? And exactly answer my expectation from my LinkedIn file. But the problem is here, if I ask some other question, which totally worked before, maybe it doesn't work anymore. So that is some challenge for AI engineer, not me, not developers. But at least you can understand how to fine-tuning and how to make it better, and then what that works, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to skip that kind of demo, some limited of time. So some go to production path, because the developer maybe increase their capability from inner loop to outer loop right now, because there are more and more better tools. And then now you got some challenge. Okay, you need to verify your application capability, functionality, feature in somewhere similar production environment. Could be staging, could be pre-product or test environment, running on cloud, running on Kubernetes, among others. So that is one of the some of the part of your job, daily job right now. And then, okay, so my local totally fine. And then which tools, which open source project, was some of the technology I need to looking at for production, because a platform engineer and DevOps engineer ask you and they give you some advice, because you already verify your application for AI stuff. So which like a tool and technology I'm going to use that in production. And most people like some go to the CNCF landscape, and then landscape. There are many kind of stuff. Fantastic. Maybe we can try to use one of them, and then so which one we are use that? So there are freaked out, and then this guy, okay, you just show me CSM landscape, and then there are so many tires and boxes and cars. Which one do I use that? Okay, you probably do some experimental thing for the next couple of weeks, but we don't have enough time. So if I go to 2025 machine learning and AI landscape, wow, it's what the heck? So many kind of stuff pop up, and this guy pop up once again. Are you mocking me? So many stuff is here. Okay, that's the hilarious and then super challenging for developers, but also any people in their care. So I highly recommend some predefined and like a industry, not de facto, but most popular open source project, some of the layers or application layer, more infrastructure like a MLOps layer. You can see a lot of open source project here from bottom to top. Of course, you probably need to use NVIDIA GPU processor and or Intel and then some container runtime and then more scalability and then like application runtime, Java, Python, JavaScript, among others, and then operation and software-defined technology, and among others, there are so many kind of stuff. It's pretty much less than these guys, but still more than 30 or 45, something like that. And that's why there are great open source projects like an Open Data Hub. So if you go to opendatahub.io, you can actually put together this all kind of stuff in the previous like a layer into one kind of space. So it already combined all fundamentally necessary project like a Kubeflow, like one of the great open source project to make some like a data science pipeline and running an LLM. Even you can run LLM as serverless because the LLM running on as some container on top of the Kubernetes, and then that LLM maybe only should be running when that be accessed. So that kind of stuff. So here are just some kind of paths I presenting today. So you're gonna start with some more like instructor rep for developer or AI engineer to give it some try, make it better, LLM experience. And then after that, you can go to VLLM, one of some open source project at LLM runtime. So you can bring LLM and run this LLM, VLLM serving runtime, and then it allows you access to your GPU accelerator. So 1 GPU, 2 GPU, 4 GPU, and the tuning parameters and like a token size and so on. And then lastly, so it's a VLLM running on like some Linux or even Mac OS, some stuff. And then after that, okay, so I'm just verify some VLLM stuff, my on-prem environment. And then now time to scale this LLM experience communicate developers fantastic AI application. That's the Open Data Hub kind of stuff. So I set up to here. So this is using internal developer portal. So developer always great jobs on, and then how to share rather than traditionally you can just commit and push your code in some centralized Git repository. Rather than you can just create some software template for internal developer portal like a Backstage among others. So that is maybe easiest way. So I'm gonna create one like a AI application template, and then when I create, let's try to like any user. This is like a Maven artifact stuff, and then once I build my application, push it into a container registry, and then this is my personal Git repo, and then when I create that application, it creates, among others, like a sandbox environment for individual developer. So including Cloud IDE or personal Git repository, and your own namespace to deploy your AI application that communicate your LLM as well. So when I go to component to catalog item, you have also integrate CI, like a Tekton or Jenkins or whatever you want. And the CD, how to deploy stretching your application in the multiple namespaces, like GitOps practices. And then go to CI, and then my application starting, something like try to patching repository and the Maven build, some of the stuff. In the meantime, this is like a Kubernetes environment based on Red Hat OpenShift, by the way. And then you can see that this is my AI namespace. And now you can see that I have a multiple LLM running as a container on VLLM. So this is Olama and the other stuff. This is like a AI dashboard. And you can see that there are some AI model, which is exactly I used that as a local LLM, my Parliament Desktop AI Lab in the previous demo. So I deployed this LLM, and then you can have like a multiple LLM here. So back to my application, it's a little bit take some time. So in other than I actually, you can go to logs, and then you can find how to patching just a fork to your centralized Git repo, and then try to build using like a Maven. You can see that all Maven dependency download automatically, and then it will try to build the application and then actually try to the LLM server. In the meantime, you can go to overview. You can actually create a new ID tool based on cloud using like your preferred IDE, like a VS Code or IntelliJ. It automatically trigger to your application. So not sure, I don't remember the password. Okay, so anyway, and then back to the CI, and hopefully, okay, just done Maven build, and then next step is a build container image and push it to my private container registry, which is a Quay. So because I don't want to impact my stuff in other team, so this is all my work environment, like a sandbox environment. So whatever I do, it only happen my own environment rather than impact others. So this is one of the great things of like develop AI application with your collaborate team right now. And once it's deployed, we're gonna just access that environment, just like I show one of my the local environment using Parliament Desktop, and then I'm going to call topology view, and then this is also Quarkus application, and then go to the fake like a Peros or like the fake insurance company, and then you can see that. So here all the menu is not available. So just imagine that. So we have an ongoing project, and then we hired you as the great AI and Java developer today. And then you have many experience, like 10 years experience, how to work the Java framework, Spring, Quarkus, and then Java EE, and then CI/CD and Git repo, among others. But you don't understand, you don't know what kind of tool this project actually let you use. So if you go to here, developer portal, and just create your own sandbox, and just run the existing ongoing project as an application, now you can understand, oh, this is just the current status, and then what kind of tool I'm going to use, this sandbox, and then maybe one of like a menu, like some report menu, probably my job. So I just spent a couple of minutes to stand up all environment in day one. So pretty much easier rather than reading some stupid documentation or download many software tool from the file server, and then probably not latest one, you can find another one you cannot find at all. And then, so there are some AI chatbot based on Gen AI, and then like I'm gonna ask, hey, so should this claim be covered by my policy? And then it will answer based on claim. There are many kinds of stuff. So this is just some kind of someone actually already implement AI Gen AI feature with the chat box. probably I'm going to add, okay, I'm going to send an email based on this chatbot, which I literally showed that in the previous my local demo. So you could actually do that in the environment as well. So yeah, that's it. I want to show all kind of stuff from the journey of Java developer or AI application stuff from the like a scratch and then getting more and more capability, and in the end, how to make it scalable in the production environment. I'm gonna stick around in a couple more hours here, and just feel free to reach out to me, ask any question about this session or among others, and happy to address. And thank you so much for attending this session, and hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you all.